Hi everyone. Good morning. My name is Vijay Thakur and I lead the data and analytics practice at Locus Enterprise. I welcome everyone to our new episode of 5opedia. 5opedia is a video series on different topics where we ask 5 questions to our customers and end partners on a specific topic. Today the topic is digital transformation and data. And for this, we have one of our customers, Mr. Smitesh Shah, who is the Executive Vice President and Head Business Technology and Transformation. Uh, Smitesh is an innovative career technologist with over 27 years of experience, extensive experience in digital transformation, and hands-on experience on transforming businesses. Welcome, Smitesh. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you are able to pull out time for this conversation.
Thanks a lot, Vijay. So just giving a brief about myself and the company I represent. I work for Ambit Finvest Private Limited. Ambit Finvest is part of the Ambit Group. Ambit Finvest is a systematic NBFC. The focus of Ambit Finvest is on SME lending. We are basically moving to the SME lending. We are one of the key partners transforming the way India has been evolving by lending to SME sectors, both secured and unsecured loan. Close to 80% to 90% of our business is on the secured and unsecured loan. Rest all we also do used commercial vehicle, used car, used tractor, and are expanding in multiple phases. We intend to start supply chain soon. About myself, I come with 27 plus years of experience in the NBFC space and the BFSI sector. Last 14 years have been in different NBFC space, worked right from Future Capital, which is now IDFC First, setting up the consumer durable loans to gold loans to loan against properties, then moved to L&T Finance. L&T Finance have been part of 2 merger acquisitions, seen right from a JLG based 10,000 rupee loan all the way till infrastructure 400 rupee loan. Worked with Avance Financial Services, which was like a startup in the education sector, again did digital transformation, heading the IT there, and currently with Ambit Finvest Private Limited, working on the digital transformation journey. So, yeah.
Thanks for the brief introduction, Smitesh, about the organization as well as about you. You are a kind of serial technologist, so a lot of people in the industry know about you. So thanks on that. So let me just get started with our conversation and let me just put across the first question. So my first question is, how digital transformation is shaping up in NBFC or fintech space, and what are the major roadblocks, Smitesh?
Yeah, so if I take this question, see, the MSME and the SME sector has emerged as one of the key important drivers of the economy, contributing significantly to employee generation, export, and inclusive growth. It also shares a significant contribution towards the GDP of the nation. So they are one of the key pillars. The new age customer is actually tech savvy, and with COVID coming in, everybody has been moving into the digital space, whether they like it or not. So with the new age becoming customer savvy and he has increasing knowledge in his repository, everything is at the click of a button. So with newer demand in credit facility, NBFC also have to leverage technologies with fintech to meet the new age requirement of this customer. And it has to look beyond the regular or the traditional approach, and investment in digitization is a key factor. Technology capabilities will have them allowed to connect, cater to the customer needs in a very personalized way. So if I put this into is, customers are a critical facet of business and have been a focus for NBFCs to differentiate, because banks have only been able to cater to a very low segment, and with that into being, NBFC is significantly one of the key lenders to the MSME sector. And now NBFCs are also key on developing innovative products and are looking to cater to the needs of the low income group and urban customers, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. In this situation, it becomes more important for the NBFC to adopt business models that are powered by technologies. I would say the key challenges which are there in the traditional NBFCs and where people are working to overcome by emerging technologies and inductions in the NBFC space are: one, longer lead generation and process time. How do I improve the turnaround time? Because every customer really wants to take it on a faster way, because he has a click of a button at different places. high operating expense. How do I reduce the expenses from a linear growth of business, not to have a linear growth in the enabling function, whether it's credit, operation, technology. It has to be system generated and process automated, technology driven functions. Last would be, how do I go beyond the traditional bureau based risk profiling to a more system based risk profiling to ensure that I have a pick of the customer and I know how the trend is. Second is the high cost model of people and branches. So how do we leverage technology to this? Again, the NPAs and cost of funds are becoming high. If you see the current trend, it has been upward trend. And how do I take long-term loans with short-term financing? And last but least is data. Today we have so much data. So how do I take care of data governance? I would say these are the couple of key challenges which are the major roadblocks for NBFC, and with this we have to look at systems and processes and technology to overcome this, to be a profitable business and give a leverage to the customer on turnaround time and servicing.
Thank you, Smitesh. I completely agree. The next phase of growth, which is coming, certainly which is coming from SME sector, and absolutely this like MSME sector or vertical to be precise is definitely going huge amount of transformation, and that is required for them. You kind of very nicely kind of narrated. Thanks for your thoughts on this question. So let me go to my next question. From your perspective, what are the technology building blocks of digital transformation, right? A lot of people have been talking about digital transformation. A lot of leaders across the globe have spoken about digital transformation. They have spoken about different components. So from your perspective, I wanted to know, what are the key building blocks for of digital transformation?
If COVID was not there, the digital transformation journey would have taken another 5 years. But with COVID, people say it's a blessing in disguise for the technology and also for the companies who want to stay relevant. There are various examples of people not adopting technologies have been really moved. Big companies I don't need to name. So I would say digital transformation is both beneficial to the NBFC and beneficial to its client. It gives a number of benefits in this segment. We determine the advantages of digitization. So if I put, what is my key theme? Customer is the key. So the key themes on digital transformation should be over customer experience. What advantages do I get? I want to give a seamless and prompt service. I would say not paperless transaction, but paper light transaction. Wherever possible, we want to eliminate the need for paper and be able to give them the best of the turnaround time and decisioning. And I would go all the way till disbursal in a matter of minutes rather than days. Second is the product and service innovation. So greater customer value with new digital products. That would be the second key point for digital transformation. The third key point would be to have the sales and marketing distribution. So how do I have an omni-channel? The advantages would be omni-channel, reduce feet on street, or the feet on street or the sales team are more empowered to take a decision if it is at a click of a button. The fourth key advantage is to bring all this would be analytics. So how do I improve my target with customer insights, automated credit with credit and risk metrics. Credit and risk goes hand in hand because it is a very critical pillar for underwriting, and that is one of the key pillar. And how with analytics we want to move productivity monitoring and uptime. So, and the last point will be digital fulfillment. So scorecard based approach, straight through processing, Salesforce automation. So I would say these are the 5 critical pillars which gives multiple advantages to any NBFC or fintech or a bank on the digital transformation journey.
Thanks for your kind of insights on this question, Smitesh. Absolutely agree with you. So people have been talking about different building blocks, and you rightly mentioned the customer experience is definitely one of the imperative building blocks. Analytics or data science, the automation piece you spoke about, operations automation, that is critical. Data infrastructure, absolutely, and maybe some people are talking about blockchain also, but again that is something which needs to be debatable a little more deeper. Cloud, absolutely, we know that's one of the imperative components. So thanks for your thoughts on that. Now, so my next question goes, as you said, data is one of the imperative pillars of digital transformation. And we know data is the fulcrum of the digital technology stack. I believe it is the fulcrum of the digital technology stack. So when it comes to your data strategy, can you just maybe elaborate a little more about your data strategy?
Yeah, see, let me give a little bit definition of what is data strategy. Data strategy refers to the tool, processes, rules. How do you manage, analyze, and act upon the business data? Today we have plethora of data, but it has structured, it has unstructured. With social media, if you start leveraging all alternate data, you have so many pieces of data. How do you put all this puzzle together? That's a critical piece. So I would say there are 5 key components which you have to really use in building a data strategy. Identify, store, provision, integrate, and the biggest piece is how do you govern the data? Data governance. I am handling KYC of customers, his data. So data governance would be the key strategies. If you put the 4 building blocks of strategy would be, I would have to define what is my business objective. That is my first step. Second is identify the data sources, because we have multiple data sources. Third would be identify and prioritize the use cases. You have data, but unless you prioritize the use cases, you will really not be able to find out what you want to really achieve. And finally, formulate a big data roadmap. So it is not a small journey. It's a big journey where you will have to put all these building blocks in place to ensure that you have this. Now, what should you consider when you are building your data price entry strategy? What is your maturity data model? Which industry you come? How big do you have a data management team, or will you work with partners to do it? What will be your data architecture? Define the relationship on the business intelligence tool. Biggest thing would be data governance. And last but not is reassess your data regularly. So if you put all this into place with the framework, that the pieces blocked together, and this you have to drive with the management, because a lot of data will be really looked in different buckets. Management have a different view, the ops will have a different view, the credit will have a different view, the sales will have a different view. So you will have to take all that into this. And last but not the least is you build the communication framework. You apply to the modeling and overall evolve it into a data integration architecture.
Thanks, Mitesh. Thanks for your thoughts on that question also. I completely agree with you. As we know, data has taken the center stage, so it is the centerpiece of any digital transformation. Organizations need robust data strategy, robust data platforms in terms of to scale up and to compete with competition. I think that's what we have seen. A lot of organizations have looked into data strategy very seriously. Thanks for your thoughts on that. My next question and last question goes, so what are the business benefits which you have seen from a modern data platform? So we have worked with you on your data strategy and we have done the implementation about your data platform. So wanted to kind of know a little about what are the business benefits which you have got from the data platform which has been implemented by Locus Enterprise.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Ambit Finvest was into the SME sector and now expanding into multiple lines of business. We intend to start supply chain soon. We'll also intend to start digital-based lending. Basically, if I would say, customer can apply for small ticket size loan, business loans, and get straight through processing. Now, with multiple sources of omni-channel integration, there could be multiple core lending platform. And as we speak, we already have one core lending platform we are implementing for a supply chain, a second core lending platform. Soon we'll be upgrading our core lending platform, because the loan origination system has different imperatives as we move along. The loan management system is the heart from where once the loan disbursal happens. So taking that into consideration, the management and the IT team jointly decided to have an enterprise data warehouse framework based on the data strategy which we just worked. So we partnered with you, Locus, and I think we are the early adopters to have Snowflake as a technology to ensure that we leverage AWS cloud with Snowflake to have paper go or leverage the latest in the technology space. And the front end which we are using is the Power BI tool from MS Microsoft. So our data strategy was very clear that before we have multiple data sources in place, we wanted to consolidate data. That was the first strategy in place, which allows us to ensure that we have a single version of truth at the data source, which is the enterprise data warehouse. Now, there are a lot of systems like LMS which are OLTP based systems. So if I have to do trend-based analysis, whether it's for dispersal, whether it's for collection, customer default propensity, we wanted to ensure that we have a single source of data. Now, core lending platform is one of the data stream. The second data stream would be we have Salesforce CRM. So that is my second strategy where the meetings of the customer happen. My third source will be from where my GL happens. So all my expenses or income which is consolidated on my Sun GL system, that was my third data set. And my fourth data set is the critical and the most important is the people data set, which is the HR data set. So looking at all this, having disparate systems would have become very difficult for us to ensure that we have a single view of the customer, single view of the employee, single branch profitability, expenses of different departments. So with this in place, we put the framework in place to have the enterprise data warehouse on AWS, partnering with Locus and Snowflake. So the first was to consolidate data, and the second was, as we implement more systems, how do we ensure that we have a single way? The third, we were very clear from a management perspective that we wanted to have all the KPIs, whether it's for the IT, whether it's for the operation department, the credit department, the sales department, to come out of the enterprise data warehouse. So whenever any review happens, we wanted to use this tool, which has helped us. So we have implemented phase 1 with the core lending platform. Next phase is to have with the Sun system, the CRM system and the HR system. So we have a single version of truth, trend-based analysis on disbursement, collection, different KPIs of the department was also critical to be implemented. So we have already achieved some part of it. The last but least, what we also want to do is how is the trend analysis on the branch profitability. We also want to see how is the customer profitability happening. Last, we want to have a single view of the customer, which allows us to have a pre-approved base pre-approved loans to the customer to ensure that we are able to give him a pre-approved loan if he is a good customer, and we have a repeat, because the repeat cost of the customer is very less. So that is what is there. So we wanted to have a pre-approved scorecard based data strategy in place to give pre-approved loans to the customer. Last but not the least, we wanted to have artificial intelligence machine learning for the customer to see on the collection side what is the propensity of default. If I am able to do an early warning system and ensure that we are able to put all this framework in place, then what would really help us is to have a data consolidation and have different KPIs at different ends. One at the customer fulcrum for customer profitability, second one at the branch level for branch profitability, third was the KPIs for different departments. Fourth is how do I see a consolidation view of expenses of different departments, and at the end of the day have insights on customer NPA and on the other side sales efficiency. So I would say this is what we intend to achieve in next 1 to 3 years with the enterprise data warehouse strategy.
All right, Smitesh, thanks for those deeper insights on my question on your data strategy and what you want to achieve. Yeah. The data platform is there. We have seen some tangible output, but it is a long journey, as you rightly mentioned. And in the next couple of years, you would want to see more benefits, business benefits, specifically directly proportional to KPIs, which we have discussed with you, and there would be more KPIs in the future. Thanks on that. Great, Smitesh. Thanks for your wonderful insights around those 4 questions. It is always wonderful to speak with you, to kind of look into your insights. You always provide wonderful new insights. So much appreciated. Look forward to have maybe another conversation with you on a new topic.
Yeah, so I just Yeah, so I just wanted to see what is our journey on digital transformation at Ambit Finvest. I'll take to look at the audience and let them know what we have achieved. The first step which we did during the COVID period was moved from a private data center of our core lending platform onto the public data center AWS. So this planning was done completely during the pandemic phase, and we were able to achieve this in October 2020, which was our first major step to move from a private data center to AWS data center. And we are partnering with Locus on that, on multiple other projects. And the focus is to leverage the AWS pay-per-use model, scale up as required. Then finally, the next phase was our Salesforce CRM. We have now integrated the Salesforce CRM to our core lending platform. So we are able to give better track to the customer. They are able to see online how where the cases really stuck up. So Salesforce allowed the team to do tracking with customers, capture the lead, details of the loan. Once the documents are ready and send it, they're able to, we have given power in their hand to run the bureau to gauge the eligibility of the customer. That was the next step in our direction where we move to this. So the Salesforce CRM was one of the critical components, and we are one of the early adopters with the size of our company to invest in Salesforce, because we really wanted to have the team to really leverage it. The Salesforce CRM is the single version of truth for the sales team, whether they want to do attendance marking, leave marking, calculate their incentive calculation. The third project we did is move from a Tally base to the Sun ERP system, which allowed us to integrate and do batch mode processing and bring better efficiency. The next big project which we did with you was on the enterprise data warehouse on AWS cloud with, and this allowed us to have single dashboard, disbursement collection, operational report, credit report, profitability analysis. And as we move, there are multiple phases on it. Apart from this, we have done a lot of other projects for this. One is video KYC for loan processing. For unsecured loan, we have started digital signing of the agreement so it becomes faster. We are one of the early adopters to have UPI based collections for the customers if they want to pay. We have eNACH for collection, which eliminates the need for PDC. We have built a ticketing based system to do better customer servicing. Now we have a number where customer can call. Slowly we will have a service based app for the customer. Integration with third-party APIs related to KYC, bank analysis, fraud check. And future projects for us would be mobile apps for self-service, EDW in phase 2, phase 3, where we'll do multiple integrations, have more insights on the customer. We want to do scorecard-based underwriting and faster CAN. And last but not the least, digital is a continuous journey, and IT will be the backbone and key differentiation for customer service in the NBFC space. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for elaborating deeper into your digital transformation. I'm sure this would give a lot of insights to a lot of IT leaders in NBFC space in terms of how you have kind of started your digital transformation, and you are running when it comes to digital transformation, you are running as an organization. So a lot of things to learn from you as well as from Ambit Finvest when it comes to digital transformation. Appreciate your thoughts on this. So once again, thank you so much, Smitesh. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.